Welcome back, guys. Mozzie from the MinerBros here, and today is Mod Review Monday, and today we are doing the Armor Movement mod by JSut210. So I'm just going to get right into it, and thanks for that cow joining in on my intro. Did I say you could take part? No. So why are you? First of all, we have the grappling hook. This mod basically adds loads of new features for armor. Basically all of them are leather armor apart from that. And the grappling hook, obviously. The grappling hook's an exception. Now let's show you guys the grappling hook. This is the crafting recipe. This 3x3 area here, I'll just go around it quickly. That is where the crafting table is, and in there is the crafting recipe. So it's 1 string, 1 stick, and 3 iron. It's pretty cheap for how good it is. If you right click, and it'll throw it like a snowball, and where it lands you will get teleported. Not very long range, but it's still pretty good. And you can spam it and glitch it out. So that's always fun. And next up is the scuba helmet. Now, the scuba helmet is obviously self-explanatory. I can now breathe underwater while looking pretty darn snazzy. Let's just prove this. There we go, it's not even dropping at all. So that's cool. Let's get back onto the surface. I should probably just gain node. There's also a new thumbnail for this video. It's pretty cool. Let's take this off. You can also dye every single one of the leather items, but it's a bit glitchy apparently. That's what they say on the mod thing. Right. Now, next one. Let me let you see that a bit longer. Next one is the helicopter hat. Now, how do I do this? I think. Let me get into this. I also need coal for this. I totally forgot. For the jetpack and the helicopter hat, you need coal, charcoal, redstone, or blaze powder in my inventory. Otherwise, it will not work. So let's find some coal. And if I hold space, I can fly. Pretty cool. Whee! Just fly around. Slower than a jetpack though, and I can't move too fast. I'll show you the comparison between them. I like the little particle effect there on my feet. Do I take full damage? Yes, I do. That hurts. Okay. And next up is the life vest. Just a lot of yellow wool really to make this. And probably guess what this does. It allows you to float on water. So I am not pressing space right now. Ready? I'm gonna clap to show that my hands aren't on the keyboard. I just didn't want to do it too loud to scare you. But yep, that's the life vest. And what's next? Let's see. Next is the glider. Let's get the glider out. These recipes are really fair, actually. They're not too expensive, or not expensive enough, and I like that. Now let's see, how do I do this? I need to get up quite high, so I'll climb up here. Wish I could go up on one of those mountains. What you do is you jump off of a high area, and then you hold the action key, which is by default F, and I think it's in here. Yep. Action key is F, so you can change that if you want. If you don't like it, but it's fine. And that is a pretty good item actually. It also helps while swimming, I see. Huh, let's try and get across. Oh, nearly made it in one. Right, let's just get into creative before these guys own me. Shall get into peaceful. There we go, that's better. Okay, now the jetpack. This is obviously one of my favourites. Because it's a flipping jetpack, come on. And as you can see, I move up much faster, and I can move around faster as well. Woohoo! This combined with the helicopter hat, I'm not sure what happens with that. It may just go extra fast, but I guess we can test it. So let's have a look. Where's my helicopter hat? There it is. Let's get that. There we go. And it seems the same, but I guess we've got both of the particle effects now. If I take that off, we've just got the fire, and then if I put it on again, we've got both. I like that actually. But that'll use double the coal, and that's not very good, is it? Okay. And next up is the parachute. I need to get up high for this as well. Well, I guess I don't actually. I can just fly. Haha. No, the parachute also uses F to activate it. So, let's show you this. I think this is high enough. There we go. Got my parachute. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite show you the parachute, but you can see it's working. I also don't think you can turn it off while you're going down, which could be a problem if you accidentally press it while you're really high. And I guess it removes fall damage as well. Let's just check. Well, I'm obviously not going to take fall damage from that. Okay, let's take this bad boy off. That was pretty cool, the parachute. Next, we have the Heelys. I need to show you the recipe for this. There we go. The Ender Pearl is the ball. Did I show you the recipe for the parachute? I probably didn't. Yeah, I did. I must have done. Okay, I've got my Heelys on. If I press F or hold down F, like I start healing, the ball goes down and I can start moving pretty fast. Works in water if you're like at the bottom of if you're like touching the ground. So that's pretty cool as well. So you can use that to get around quicker in your water pools. And again, it's the F key, the action key. That's for all of the actions on this. All of the items that have actions, that is. Okay. Next is the flippers. A lot of leather used in this recipe, as you can tell. Delete that. There we go. And all of these are pretty self-explanatory, but I'm just showing them off. They're really cool. With the flippers, you move slower on land, but in water, you're much quicker. Ready? I'll show you. Look at that. This would be so handy to have for me, because I hate traveling in water. If there's a massive ocean ahead of me, and it's like the only option, it just takes so long. And it's not like I can just leave it AFK, otherwise I'll drown. Okay, next we have, what are these? These are the spring boots. I love these as well. They're pretty overpowered actually, but ready? If I jump, that is a very high jump. You have to hold it down, otherwise it won't go quite as high. See if we can jump up this whole tree. Huh. Okay, not quite. We made it up to that level, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks I can jump. Now, if you ask me, that's pretty cool. If you combine them with the glider, then you can travel really fast. I'll show you. Let's get the glider. Pop that on. Oh, there we go. Woo, woo. See what I mean? Okay, now let's get back before I lose my place. See? Woohoo! That is pretty cool if you ask me. Now let's take these off. And I'll show you the next one, which I think is the ice skates. And I conveniently placed some ice here. I mean, it naturally spawned there. What am I talking about? Again, you move slower on land with these. But that's a bit obvious that you would. Okay, and ready? Woohoo! Not sure why you'd need that, because you are pretty fast on ice anyway if you just jump. But they're pretty cool. They're a cool addition anyway. And finally, we have the mountain boots. Let's give me them. Simple recipe there. Now, I think mountain boots allow me to step up blocks like this. I'm basically Spider-Man. I think I might even be able to climb up. Yeah. You can climb up vertical walls. Like, I am Spider-Man right now. That is pretty cool, if you ask me. And that's all of the items. Really good mod. I'm just going to see, because I haven't actually tried out the dying thing yet. Obviously, they say it's a bit glitchy, so I can understand it's going to probably crash my Minecraft, but that's not too much of a problem. If it does, then I'm sorry, and goodbye, anyway, if it happens. And can I actually dye it? Apparently not. Maybe if I... Where's my leather tunic? How do I make this? Paper, sticks, paper, stick, string. Now let's dye this bad boy before we make it. There we go. Now it went like this, right? Right? It was probably the other way around, wasn't it? Yep. I always do that with crafting recipes. No. Seems the same color for me. Unless when I wear it. No. Well, they say that's added, but not sure if it actually is. Maybe it's only for helmets or certain items there. But anyway, that was the armor movement mod. It's a pretty old mod, but I just thought I'd show it because it's a really good mod, and I just turned that, and I don't like it now. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.